Have you ever felt that you've been blind for a very long time, but then something small but really crucial changed everything? To me, this was it. Like I was eating everything flavorless, but then instantly felt the taste. Today on our Tech Kitchen we have SmallHD Focus monitor. Let's go! What's good? My name is Oleg Nikitin and you're watching No Limits On and Tech Kitchen, the channel about the privilege of being a freelancer, tips and pieces of advice about motivation, personal growth, some tech aspects and many more. Welcome to the channel. On our Tech Kitchen we compare each gear with food, and today we're talking about a really great product, SmallHD Focus monitor. So what are the ingredients? It uses Sony NPF batteries that are really popular and really cheap, so you can buy as many as you want. It has great cold shoe mount with good angles of rotation. Also, I have to mention that there is a special HDMI cable and you have to keep this safe, because if you lose one or break one, you can't use the other cables. So keep it safe. What about cooking time and difficulty? To me, it's mediocre. So first of all, when I bought it, it wasn't calibrated properly. So I had to calibrate it once again. So I plugged in my HDMI cable to my MacBook and I've calibrated all the color. Later on, I'll show you all of my settings, including the calibration settings and all of the functions that I use. Also, you can put in the SD card and download all of the LUTs that you're using, and you can monitor all of the LUTs that you use and enjoy and simply watch the picture with the LUT apply. And later on, during the editing and color grading, you simply add your LUT and the picture is already juicy and nice. This camera monitor is a real great addition to any camera that has HDMI. Serving a dish. I bought a cage from a company called SmallRig, so it adds a little bit of protection and also a great sun hood that allows me to shoot in any conditions, especially in a bright sun. And as well, I bought a couple of extra batteries, so now I can use it through the whole day in max output. My using experience. This device has changed my way of shooting. Now I can see focus. I can set the white balance properly. I can expose correctly. I can see my composition better, so it made me a better videographer in all the ways. What are the benefits? The interface is really intuitive and you can simply use it as if it was an iPhone. SmallHD and Apple have a lot in common. You can pinch to zoom, you can swipe to change your workspaces. The resolution of 1280 by 720 is more than enough to properly focus even if you shoot 4K. The brightness of 500 nit is more than enough, especially when you're using the sun hood. Right now this monitor has a great price, but 4 years ago I had to order my SmallHD Focus from B&H website, and my friend in the US, shout out to Daniel, sent me this device and it cost me around $1,000. Now you can buy it for much cheaper price. And the greatest benefit of this monitor is its functions. It has a lot of them and I'll show you all of them later on in the video. Surely it has some drawbacks. The first one is that the cold shoe mount is not always really tight enough. So you have to keep watching, be careful with it, because once I simply grabbed it near the ground. And one more disadvantage is that the battery connector is really tight with some batteries, and I'm simply afraid to break my monitor with it. So I changed the battery and now I'm using a different brand. And the biggest disadvantage to me is that I had to calibrate my monitor before using, but maybe the newer models are coming out calibrated already. I'm not really sure. This thing will always be popular and it's always better with a camera monitor than without it. No doubts. As soon as I bought this monitor, I used it in 95% of my shoots. To conclude, I really do recommend using an external monitor, and especially SmallHD Focus, because it's a really great professional tool. So, quote of the episode: "The salt of life in search of a new Clint Eastwood." And the question of the episode: do you use external monitors? If yes, write down in the comment section below which one. And if no, tell me why. And now I will show you all of the settings of my SmallHD Focus monitor. Okay guys, now it's time to talk about my settings and my preferred functions. So first of all, we swipe left, and here we have our backlight. So we can choose from, actually we can choose from 60 to 40 to almost every brightness we want to. The next thing is appearance. So here is my calibration settings, and after you make those, you can simply switch to calibration and say enable calibration LUTs, and it will be applied. So headphones is just the volume of your headphones when you plug those in, and by the way, you can use your SmallHD monitor to monitor your sound if your camera doesn't have the headphone jack. The next thing is image rotation. It can be used as auto flip rotation, or you can simply insert it manually. So anamorphic mode, if you use the anamorphic lenses, DSLR scale for Canon 5D Mark II users. You can make image capture, you can do wireless, you can use your status display functions, so it's all up to you. Date and time and profiles. So if you're using the monitor together with someone else, you can simply choose two different profiles and save it to your SD card. So here's the firmware. It's also updated from the SD card, and you can do your factory reset function. When you simply tap on the screen at your left, you can see all of the functions of this working space, and if you simply pull down, you can see all of your working spaces. So now I have 3 different ones, and here you can see your HDMI 1080p 50p, your time, and your battery life in volts. So let's choose the first one. So here I have my preferred functions and settings. So first of all, I can switch off all of them, and I turn on the aspect ratio. If we dive in, we can see that we can choose almost any ratio that exists. We can use the opacity, the different opacity, we can choose different colors and so on. So every setting is really customizable. So we turn this off. Here's my crosshatch. So I got this one for my thirds and for my composition. It also can be changed. It can be even, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 squares if you would like to use it. So here is my exposure assist. Also, my next working space is also with the exposure assist. So here I can see the exposure of my shot. So the purple things right here, it is completely black, and the red ones, it is completely white. So it's blown out. And the green color is the right color for the skin. So if you can see that the person's face is green in this mode, it's okay. If you can see that something is red, it means that it's blown out, it's overexposed. If something is purple, it's underexposed completely. So the next thing is my histogram. Then peaking, it simply adds sharpness to the image, and its intensity is on 2 right now. It's more than enough for me to make the focusing better. So no focus peaking, you know, the noisy red thing jumping all around is just making the picture a little bit more crisp, so it allows me to focus properly. So here's my look. Here's the LUTs I applied, and its intensity is on 100. So for me, it's easier to use it on this mode because I do use my LUT at 100% in my editing software. The next thing is my waveform. So here is the waveform. I can see the exposure, and as well I can check my white balance. So I'm using my shower curtain right here, and you can see that all 3 channels of red, green and blue are matching each other. If I change my white balance, for example 2500, you can see that now the blue channel is way over the red channel and the picture is really blue. And if I go back, you can see it matches, so you can simply use your A4 white paper or the shower curtain or a napkin, or it doesn't matter, and most of the time your white balance would be okay with this function. And the last thing is the crosshair. It simply shows me the center of the frame. The next page is with my exposure assist and my zebras. One of the zebras is for 75 IRA and one of them is for 99 IRA. So I check my skin tones with 75 IRA and my sky, for example, with 99. But I rarely use zebras, I prefer using my exposure assist. The third one is just, here is my strange crosshatch and also my audio meters. You can see it's working. Also, I can show you some additional things. So here is the safe zone, the crosshair, the crosshatch, and you can dive into each setting and try to play with it. Here is the exposure assist, the color picker, the zebra. Also, we have our histogram, waveform, and vectorscope. Here's the focus assist. It's a classic focus picking, I guess. Also peaking, that's additional sharpness. Here's the look, image overlay, image capture, audio meters. And here we have our crop and scale and size and position tools. So there is a lot of tools to be used and I really enjoy using this monitor. This was Oleg Nikitin, Tech Kitchen and No Limits On. See you guys!